𝗬𝗏𝗍. Welcome to a video looking at a transfer rumour that for some just came out of left field, but I've heard so many different people talk about it, so many different reports about it, that what I've done is the research so you don't have to, on Sam Curtis, who is a right back, a right wing back, who can also play more centrally if required. 6'1", he's 18 years old, and Sheffield United's Keith Andrews, who Chris Wilder brought in when he returned as part of his coaching staff, has apparently been hugely instrumental in the scouting and the recommendation of Sam Curtis, a promising Irish defender who would come to Bramall Lane from St Patrick's Athletic. He's apparently a free agent for January onwards, and Curtis enjoyed a breakout 2023, last year winning the FAI Cup in what was his 60th senior and I suppose we should say final game then for St Patrick's Athletic, making his debut for the Republic of Ireland under-21s, being named in the League of Ireland Premier Division Team of the Year and becoming the youngest player ever to win the PFAI Young Player of the Year. That was just a day after his 18th birthday. On the 28th of October last year, he was named as St Patrick's Young Player of the Year. So just some accolades to kick this video off, and they're all very impressive. In total, for St Pat's, it's 60 appearances, 3 goals and 6 assists. Not bad for a player predominantly playing on that right side of a back four, as a right back or as a right wing back, as I've mentioned before. Before St Patrick's, Curtis began playing with his local side, Park Villa, before moving to renowned Dublin youth setup, St Kevin's Boys. Then he spent time with the academy of League of Ireland Premier Division club Shamrock Rovers. In fact, we go back to 2019, June 2019. He captained the Dublin District Schoolboys League representative team as they won the Kennedy Cup. While at Shamrock Rovers, he made his debut in senior football for the club's reserve team, which is called Shamrock Rovers 2. In Ireland's second tier. His debut was part of a 3-1 win over Athlone Town. He was just 14, making him the youngest player in the League of Ireland history. Again, more of these accolades. Now, it's worth also mentioning that some pretty big clubs were looking at Sam Curtis as recently as 2021 because he had trials at Roma and Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. He and his brother Ben moved to St Patrick's Athletic in July 2021. He became the club's youngest ever player at 15 years of age and 255 days. He made his UEFA Youth League debut in 2021, 29th of September to be specific, in a 2-1 loss to Serbian side Red Star Belgrade. But his first European League experience proper came in the summer of 2022 when he came off the bench, a 1-1 draw with NS Mura. That's a team from Slovenia. For the Republic of Ireland under-15s, he's actually captained the side at the age of just 13. Imagine that. And even managed 2 goals. For the Republic of Ireland under-17s, he was a prominent player during their qualification campaign over the 21-2022 season, scoring 2 goals in just 6 appearances. Again, not bad for a defender. 5 appearances for the Republic of Ireland under-18s, who he also captained. Under-19s, 7 appearances. And for the under-21s, he played the full 90 minutes in the game against Iceland under-21s on his under-21 debut as the side came from behind to win 2-1. He's a good luck charm after playing an hour in that match with 10 men, Ireland under-21s. Great result. Pat's assistant manager, John Daly, has been one to publicly tip Sam Curtis for a bright future in the game. And what I've done is I've tried to watch, and there isn't that much out there, but I tried to watch as much as I possibly can. Interviews about the lad, YouTube clips, highlights on various websites, and I hope, let's keep everything crossed, that I've put together some accurate attributes. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts on Sam Curtis. Perhaps you're watching this as someone who's actually witnessed him play. Maybe you're Irish, maybe you live in Ireland, maybe you've been there and seen him up close and personal, so it was with actual games. So let me know if I've got this right. But according to 𝗍𝗍𝗂𝗂𝗏, who used to play for Sheffield United, Sam's crossing has apparently really improved. Now, I've seen him deliver a variety of crosses in some of these clips. We're talking whipped in, floated, and measured. He's mixed them all up. The low and hard crosses as well seem to be something he's got in his arsenal. 1v1 defending, very, very good. Another one that 𝗤𝗍𝗶𝗲 praised more recently, saying that is something that has got better. And I've noticed myself, just from looking at full games, highlights, and basic clips, and sometimes with clips it's very hard to tell, but with all of it put together, I think I've got a handle on Sam the player. He's brave, not afraid to get stuck in, doesn't pull out of fair challenges. He's a threat from set pieces. I've already mentioned the goals that he scored, which is good for a player playing in defence. Now, when I say that he's a threat from set pieces, I'm talking both in his delivery of crosses, but also as an aerial threat from others delivering corners or free kicks. He's got good reading of the game and can use that intelligence to step in front of his man, just nick the ball away ahead of him. A really good trait in any defender I've always found. There's a little bit of flair about him too. I've watched highlights of him cushioning a pass played into him, arguably too high and at pace, and then as the opponent is coming to try and take what looks to be an easy ball that could just be taken away from him, Curtis just lifts the ball delicately over the head and controls it the other side. The guy's got quite a lot about him, admittedly in a very, very different league, and the step up from playing in Ireland to the Premier League, I think we're looking at more of a development signing here rather than someone that's going to go straight into the first team. I did a video on Ryan O'Neill once he'd actually signed, and I think it might be kind of similar that we're talking about Sam for a few years before he's actually in the side regularly. But I do like a number of things that I've seen from him. If that can translate to a far higher standard, he can turn away from trouble, knock the ball past his man and use his pace to get there and then deliver a cross. He seems to know how to draw a foul. He has that composure in the box. I'm not talking about scoring goals. I'm talking about to pick out his man when under pressure. And of course, that's what you'd expect more from him rather than goals. The assists, I think, is something you'll likely see more. He looked determined, good stamina, sticks with his attacker that he's marking, and he waits for that right moment to put the foot in. I've been so impressed. Admittedly, it's small sample size stuff. We're not talking about a lot. As I said, 60 appearances, 3 goals and 6 assists for St. Patrick's Athletic. So I'm basing it largely off what I've seen there. But early indications are really encouraging for Sam Curtis. Do let me know what you think about this signing, whether you think this is the right way to go. Is this the right model that Sheffield United should be looking at? I already mentioned Ryan O'Neill. Now we know in the summer there was an emphasis on looking for players that would have greater value, not just in terms of signing them for less than you'd pay for players, certainly in the English game, but also that resale likes of Benny Traore. Now, that one didn't work out. But as I've already mentioned him a few times, Ryan O'Neill is really getting a lot of rave reviews in the youth setup. Will Sam Curtis be another one? Or has he got enough to already be part of a first team setup? Maybe more likely next season if he joins Sheffield United. Let's wait and see. I like the look of this. Could be quite an exciting one. Thanks very much for watching.